It was still the first Easter day. Two of the followers of Jesus were together on a 7-mile trek from the holy city of Jerusalem to a village by the name of Emmaus. Their topic of conversation was, of course, the dramatic events of the past few days. As they debated intently, Jesus himself drew alongside them, as if a fellow traveller on the road. But for some reason, they were unable to register who it was. Perhaps they were staring at their own feet as they trod, or maybe Jesus' garment was part shrouding his face. He asked them, "What are you discussing so earnestly?" He could tell they were held in an air of dejection. One of the friends, Cleopas, replied, "Hey, you've come from Jerusalem, mate. Are you the only person not to be aware of all the shenanigans that have just gone on there?" "Fill me in," he replied simply. "Jesus the Nazarene. He was a flippin' prophet, you know. He worked wonders. He spoke God's message. He bridged the gap between God and man. But he was betrayed and handed over to the stupid bigwigs. In their wisdom, it was decided that he needed to be dispatched. Crucifixion. We all thought he was going to lead our country, revolution and spiritual renewal. But it's been 2 days now since it happened. Game over." But here's a weird thing. Some of the women of our group went to the sealed cave where his body had been put first thing this morning. His body was gone. They say they've had a vision of angels, no less. The angels said he's actually alive. Some of the guys went off to have a look for themselves. Indeed, it was empty, the cave. No angels, though. Jesus, the stranger on the road, just shook his head. "You idiots. Come on, guys. Haven't you understood the ancient scriptures, the words of prophecy? The Messiah was always bound to suffer. It's foretold. The glory, the resolution, would come after that." The stranger then brought to their attention particular references from the holy writings, Moses onwards, including the prophets. He helped explain everything in clear terms concerning the law of the promised Messiah. Eventually they came to Emmaus. "I have to go on. I have other people to see," he remarked. "No way, man. Stand here. It'll get dark soon." And they urged him to lodge with them. So they went in together and sat at table for some refreshment. The two friends knew there was something special about this guy, so they invited him to bless their loaf and share it with them. As he passed them a piece each, they both at the same time had the most amazing penny drop moment. They found themselves both completely overwhelmed after all they'd been through, overcome with emotion, the trauma of it all. They each broke down and wept and sobbed into their hands, wiping their tears when they looked up. He wasn't there anymore. He'd moved on, as he said he would. They turned to each other and said, "Why couldn't we see it until now? I was hanging on his every word all the time he was speaking to us." So was I. As he spoke and explained everything, it felt like a burning in my soul. Everything he said made perfect sense. The two were so exhilarated by this amazing twist, this humongous turn of events, this revelation. They never did stop there at Emmaus that night after all. They immediately hurried all the way back to Jerusalem through the night. On arriving back again in the city, they were amazed and thrilled to find the 11 disciples all together celebrating and greeting them with the words, "The Lord is alive. Simon's met with him." And then the two friends related their story: the stranger on the road, the breaking of the bread, the dramatic revelation. In the middle of all this excitement, suddenly a silence fell. They all became aware of a presence in the room. They turned, and there, standing with them, was Jesus. Peace. Peace.